You might be in a long distance relationship, maybe temporary or for a very long time. Let's talk about how to make a long distance relationship work for you. Hi, I'm Dr. Wendy Walsh for Local Now, and I specialize in the science of love and relationships. The most important thing about a long distance relationship is to understand why it's happening and to think about the end game. Now, it may be happening simply because the two of you like your autonomy. You like to be independent. You emotionally don't want to get too close to somebody. Maybe it keeps it exciting to just meet every few weeks or months, and it can be emotionally sustaining. Now, the only danger here, of course, is if one person of those two actually wants this to be temporary and wants the two of you to get together. And so you end up with one partner who's constantly longing and the other partner who's constantly trying to push away. So the first bit of advice I can give you about a long distance relationship is make sure you're on the same page. Secondly, think about your end game and assume that both of you agree that it's going to end at some point, not because you're breaking up, but because you're going to end up in the same place together. If you can't imagine that, then you've got to tell your partner it's not fair to them to just keep a part-time relationship. So if you do have an end game, I suggest putting a date on it, at the end of this year, or when COVID is finally over, or when I get that promotion, or whatever it may be. But have a date that you can work towards together. In the meantime, what can you do to stay connected while you are apart? Well, communicate often. And I prefer phone calls to FaceTime and Zoom. It's more intimate to close your eyes, have a headset in, and literally have your partner in your brain. And I would say you want to talk at least once, if not twice a day, so that you can stay connected. Find ways to be creative with sexuality. I don't have to tell you, there's lots of technology out there that can help you with this. Schedule lots of visits. Make sure that you always have a date on the calendar of when you will be back together again, so that one partner isn't left sort of hanging and wondering when it's going to happen. Finally, don't avoid conflict. The road to intimacy is paved with ruptures followed by repairs. It's during the repair process when you get to say, I'm sorry, or I forgive you, or now I understand what you're feeling, that you grow closer. Because ultimately, emotional intimacy is the glue that keeps people together for the long haul. So don't be afraid to have an argument, to have conflict. I know when you're in a long distance relationship, you feel like, oh no, in the middle of this argument, if it's over, I may never see them again. But an argument doesn't mean a breakup. It just means working through a conflict so you can understand each other and actually become closer. Finally, if you are in a long distance relationship with somebody who you actually haven't met, it's surprisingly common. Understand that this person is really a projection on your part. It's somebody who's fulfilling some of your fantasies, and they're cooperating, they're calling, and they're Zooming, and they're FaceTiming with you. But if you don't have real plans to get together in the real world, and you're left with feelings of longing and hope and abandonment, then maybe it's time to say goodbye to this one. But if it's a real relationship, and the separation is caused by work, then simply have an end game and talk about it often. Make plans to see each other and stay in communication very frequently. Thanks for watching. I'm Dr. Wendy Walsh for Local Now. We'll see you next time. You can follow me anywhere on my social media at Dr. Wendy Walsh. See you soon.